All right, welcome everybody back to Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz, and dare I call it the Sweet 16, the 16th episode of Deep Dive, and I'm honored to be joined by two seniors to my left. This is Aliv Trosel, a 12th grade track and field participant, next to Zach Houts, a 12th grade student, and I just call you Aliv because that's what everybody calls you. And I never knew how to pronounce your last name, so give me the exact pronunciation of your last name, and let's set the record straight for announcers across the world.
So it's Trosel.
Trosel.
Not Trossel.
Not Trossel.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong for years.
It's okay.
But everyone really has been saying it wrong, haven't they?
I don't correct people. My brother does.
Yeah, you guys need to start correcting. Zach, I can't mess up Houts. I got that right at least.
Some people do.
What do they call
They go
you?
like Hoots or something.
Hoots. All right,
Yeah.
we'll just stick with Houts. Okay, let's give a real quick update before we get into our episode, because this is a very exciting episode in our spring sports preview series. Spring break is here tomorrow. We're recording this, by the way, on March 27th. So spring break is March 28th through April 2nd. We'll return to school on April 3rd. Another important update, The Wizard of Oz, the musical. We can't wait. Coming up April 12th, 13th, and 14th in the Swirling Auditorium. I told those kids if they want to impress me, I want to see them fly this year. That witch better fly, right?
Oh, yeah.
So exciting stuff happening. And you guys, before we get into this episode on spring sports, you hear there's like a solar eclipse coming April 8th.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
I mean, what do I do? You're the superintendent. What do you do when there's a solar eclipse happening right at dismissal?
Got to get out early.
Oh, thanks, Aliv. I knew I could count on you for that. So we'll make a decision on that next week after Easter break. We are looking at some of the data, and the county superintendents are talking, and yeah, we'll take a look at the big solar eclipse coming up. But right now, let's talk about one of my favorite spring sports to watch, and that's track and field. You guys are participants. So, Aliv, I've got you in 100 and 200 meter dash, and Zach, high jump and triple jump.
Yep.
Cool. So, long legs, or what makes you a good jumper?
I just don't really like running that much, and it's the only other thing like I'm good at. I've been doing high jump since the beginning, and triple jump I just picked up last year. But
Good.
I did run my first year, but I wasn't too good, so I just focused on the jumps.
Good, but that's what's neat about track and field. I mean, we have people throwing discus. We have a bunch of events that don't necessarily involve running, which I'm kind of with Zach on this one. I'm not sure I was a guy that enjoyed a whole lot of running. So, Aliv, 100, 200 meter dash. Clearly, you're okay with the running part of it.
I'm okay with short distance. Don't put me in the 2 mile.
Okay, so avoid the 2 miler. You'll
Yeah.
stick to the 100 to 200 meter stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so let's talk about how do you prepare physically and mentally for this coming track and field season? Start with you.
I mean, it's a challenge for sure. Trying to balance between a whole bunch of other stuff like musical and track. It's hard.
Plus, you work.
Plus, I work here at the school as a
Yeah.
lifeguard, so
Yeah.
there's a lot going on.
I can attest to that. I've been to all the swim meets where she's keeping us safe at those swim meets. Zach, how about you? How'd you prepare?
Well, in terms of mentally, I don't really think there's too much you can do. But back when I did do like the 100, I couldn't help it. I just got so nervous every single time, just waiting for the gun to go off and run. So I can't really talk to that because I haven't done that in a little bit. In terms of physically, though, there's definitely a lot you have to do in the off season to take care of yourself because, you know, even if you do only jump, you still have to run a lot in our practices, and it's really easy to, you know, slowly get hip problems that you never knew you had, or shin splints are really common, and those are hard to take care of, and you really have to pay attention to those.
Yeah, that's a great response. I will tell you that it's there's a lot that happens at a track and field event. If you've not been to one, please come to Rotary Field, check the schedule, take a look at the stuff that these folks are doing. So talk about team dynamics, camaraderie. We'll start with the girls' side of things. That's one of the neat parts about track and field is we've got girls and boys, similar to swimming that you witnessed as a lifeguard. Girls are scored, boys are scored. How about the girls' side of things with camaraderie and team spirit?
Yep. Well, so far the girls are undefeated. And I love the girls. Like, we're all so positive and supportive of each other, and I feel like it's a really important quality to have as a team.
Good. Zach, how about the boys? You pick each other up when you see somebody down and out?
Yeah, one main experience that comes to mind for this season is my one friend who does track. Well, really only friends through track because he does homeschool, but Luke Smith, he does high jump with me, and this is his first year doing it, and he's already like just as good as me. So like we're kind of like competing to push ourselves to jump higher and higher. Even though we're on the same team, it's kind of like a healthy competition to see how good we can really do to beat the other teams and things like that. And I noticed that through like a lot of our events too, the other jumps and all the other, especially like in the hundreds, everybody's comparing their times to see who can do better. So even though it's individual, it helps to have other people to push you to do better.
I love that. Can you tell we're talking to a couple seniors here? You know, that's a really good, mature response, though. So, short season so far. We're just getting underway. By the way, their first meet, and I'm sorry, I don't want to laugh about the weather, but the weather was awful. It was frigid cold. But you guys persevered. You toughened up. Our baseball team got their 700th win for Coach Buffington the day before. I was at that game. My ears were frozen, I remember. This is March weather in Pennsylvania, and you persevere. Is track and field one of those sports where when it's cold, you have to take extra precaution to be ready, to be stretched, and to know that, hey, I'm going to have to be ready when they call my event because I could injure myself in the cold if I don't prepare?
Yes, absolutely. You'll see me, I'm in my Snuggie, I have my sweatpants on, and I'm like running up and down the field before an event. And then you have to quickly strip off everything and go and put them right back on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For me, the hardest part is knowing when to take my warm-up sweatpants off, because once I take those off, it's kind of hard to get them back on with your spikes on.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll keep them on for jumping, like triple jump. But then high jump, I have to take them off because it's just too much to keep on for that.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, let's hope the weather improves as the season goes on. That's kind of how it's supposed to work here in beautiful northeastern Pennsylvania. We will we'll keep our fingers crossed for some nicer weather. So, you guys are both students, obviously. You're seniors. Your next step in life is whatever. Maybe it's college. Maybe it's workforce. What have you? Military. Let's talk about that balance, though, right now. As a senior in high school, how do you balance the academics and you're in the musical, but also the sports and all those things?
That's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like each person, it works differently. Like for me personally, I'll go home after, I'll get a shower, take a quick nap, and then I'll power through what I need to power through. But
see that? Tell my wife the value of a nap. I like a quick nap,
yes.
you know.
That 15-minute power nap.
I just say, I'm just going to watch the weather real quick. And then I'm out like a light. Zach, how about you?
As soon as you have more going on, like, you really have to start paying attention to things you weren't paying attention to before, like actually getting a lot of sleep, especially for the people who have like work after track and they get home at like 9 o'clock every day. I wouldn't be able to do that. Well, Tech Week coming up, we're going to have to. But so like when you're in school and you have work, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I could do this later, like at home. But once you get work now and you're in the middle of a track season or baseball season, whatever, you have to really say to yourself, like, okay, I don't really have time to do this later. I just have to do this now. And it kind of, you know, put your procrastination aside to get your stuff done.
I don't think people realize how many of our students have jobs, too, that they're obviously a full-time student, obviously playing a sport or being involved in the musical, but then have a job on top of it. And I think that teaches such great responsibility to manage your time and to preserve your energy. Get to know your body. Get to know what you're capable of. You mentioned Tech Week. What's that?
That's like it's the week before the musical when we do a bunch of like full run-throughs and everything. And those start at like 5 o'clock, I believe, and then they go until like 9 o'clock. So if you have track before that, you go practice up to that, then Tech Week all the way to 9 o'clock, and you're getting home at like 9:30. And that's not too great.
So the good news is you're going to come out of this stronger and more prepared for adulthood, because Tech Week someday becomes a new baby that's crying in the middle of the night that you've been up with and you didn't get all your sleep, or Tech Week becomes 2 appointments that you had to run your kids to, or what have you, and you're getting prepared for all of that as students. I love it. All right, so personal goals. Any personal goals for this season for you that you have set And if you don't want to share them, you say, yeah, I got some. They're in here. They're in my heart. And maybe just share how you're going to get to those goals, or what's your plan to try to get to those goals. Aliv.
Each meet, I'm just going to try and improve my times and just keep smiling. I just want to finish out this year happy, healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Having fun,
If you're smiling, you're having fun.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Good, Zach.
Well, I did pretty good last year, especially compared to the year before that. So now, since my senior year, my biggest concern is just to make sure I stay healthy. And then that'll hopefully kind of carry me through getting, PRs, personal records.
Yeah.
That's what that's called. So that's really all it is. Even if you might not be placing more, you're still just improving on yourself.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about, right? Isn't that what life's about?
Yes.
Good. Track and field is your sport right now in the spring season. Any other teams or clubs that either of you are involved in at the high school level?
I was captain of the girls' soccer team.
Great.
I've been doing that since my freshman year. Musical, and then a bunch of other clubs, which I'm not going to list.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, well, I guess musical's a big one. I don't do, I'm not in the musical. I do stage crew and stuff, so I help behind the scenes.
That's a big part of the musical.
But other than that, recently we finished up our Schuylkill Academic League season, which is just kind of like trivia stuff that we do. We had our finals at Penn State Schuylkill, and we didn't win, but it's still fun to do. I enjoy that.
Love it. Good stuff. You're both in some great stuff. All right. I know this is tough to ask seniors because you're on the tail end of your high school career. Your moms and parents are probably tearing up right now as I'm saying this. What's the next step? Have you thought about, when I graduate from Schuylkill Haven Area High School, what's my next step in life? What's the next chapter look like for Aliv?
So it's not sad for me at all. I am very
You're
happy.
ready.
I am ready to graduate. I'm going to go to Lebanon Valley.
Good.
For my doctorate of physical therapy.
Good. Yeah. Not a bad gig. Not a bad plan. I like that plan. Zach, how about you?
I'm committed to Kutztown right now, and I'm going for a major in finance.
Good.
I don't know if I'm going to double major or something, but I know I'm doing that for now.
Starting off. Yeah. Excellent. Good stuff. So 2 bright seniors in their final months as Hurricanes, and they're heading off to do great things. All right, my favorite part, I like to call it the deep dive, rapid fire, dirty dozen. He'll add echo to that. He's pretty talented, our producer, Mr. Hale. All right, so we'll start with you, Aliv. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Kind, courageous, and I'll just say funny, but I know I'm not funny.
No,
I like to think I'm funny, but I don't think
I think you're funny. Good. All right, Zach, how about you?
It's easier for me because I'm going second. I had some time to think.
Yeah.
I would say optimistic, understanding, and funny.
Yeah. I like optimistic, though. That's the first time we've ever had optimistic as one of the words. Good. All right, we'll start with Zach first on this one so that you have time to think. Favorite class at Schuylkill Haven Area High School?
My senior year, there's definitely been, I like a lot of my classes this year.
Good.
I don't want to say my one gym class because that's always my favorite. But then I finally got the chance to take a piano lab class this year, and that was fun. Well, I mean, I'm still in it right now, but yeah, it's just nice to rewind, sit down, and just play some piano. It can still be a little frustrating if you mess up, but I still like it though.
So I'm so glad you brought that up because I don't think our folks watching realize how many cool offerings we have, and Piano Lab is one of them. So we've got this lab where you guys go in and they're plugged into that only they can hear using headphones what's coming, the sound that's coming off of their keyboard. And I've had so many kids say to me how much they love Piano Lab, and so many will go on to maybe extend and take some lessons or learn how to play moving forward. And by the way, that's a talent you can do until the day you die. So that's a pretty good one to work on and have. All right, Aliv, you're up next. Favorite lunch in the cafeteria?
I love taco in a bag.
Taco in a bag. Zach?
Go on.
Probably just the pizza.
Just
I
the
like
pizza.
the personal pizzas though. They're better than the slices.
Yeah, those little round ones.
Yeah.
They are good. I'm going to second that on Zach's behalf. All right. Zach, you're going to go first on this one. Favorite fast food spot?
I don't know if you would count as fast food, but probably like Domino's.
Oh, so you love, is it the garlicky taste of the Domino's
Yeah,
pizza?
it's also really cheap. Like they always have a buy one get one free thing, so
You could use
it's
like your
just-
hurricane discount card.
Yeah,
and-
like it's cheaper to go there than to go to like McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
and you get more for it. But
So
I
you're
don't-
thrifty. You're a finance guy. I mean, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
he's doing the math on this deal. I love it. All right, good. How about you?
I love Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. And if Chick-fil-A was the answer, I'm told to ask, what is your go-to order?
So mine is a number one meal, which comes with the chicken sandwich, the fries, and then your drink.
Yeah,
Love a good Dr. Pepper to finish off my meal.
probably my favorite soda. I'm not a big soda drinker. I mean, I love soda, but I can't drink it very often. That would be my favorite, though. Good. But
Yeah.
their lemonade's phenomenal, too.
Their lemonade is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they charge a little more for the lemonade, Zach.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. All right. Zach, what is your pre-race or pre-jump ritual or superstition?
Superstition. Sometimes I like to, even though I would have already probably stretched out beforehand, like before I go to high jump, I just bend down and like stretch my hamstring a little, and then like, I don't know, I don't do much. I just kind of breathe in, breathe out, and get ready to jump.
Focus breathing.
Yeah.
Like it. Aleph.
So I cannot run with any bracelets on. I can only run with an Apple Watch. So that is like a superstition that I have. And like a pre-race, I normally do like the pat down of my legs to get them all
Yeah.
warmed up, and then I'll like breathe in, breathe out, and in my head I'll just say, "You got this, you got this,"
Yeah.
3 times,
Yeah.
and then you go.
All right, good. All right, what's the one event, not your own, that you would love to try just one time before the season's over? Who's up first this time?
I'll go first.
All right, you're up.
I would love to try high jump, even though I am not that tall. I just want to give it a go.
Oh, that's a good one to try. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You can teach me.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of people there this year, so
Yeah.
you have a lot to learn from, I guess.
Yeah.
Zach,
Considering I only did the 100, I did the 100 and the 200 my first year, and considering it's been 2 years since then, I might want to try and do the 100 again.
Okay.
Just like one more time, just to see if I'm any faster, which I definitely am, because I was pretty slow my first year. But because I'm not doing that, but I just want to know how fast I am, because I know I'm not slow.
Good.
But, yeah.
All right, let's hope Coach McCluskey's listening. Maybe she can take some notes and make that happen. All right. Go-to song that you listen to before your events. Any go-to song you have, Zach?
I don't really. I only listen to music when I'm like doing homework and stuff. I don't really do that before meets.
When you're doing homework, is it like classical music? Something to relax you?
Like rock. What
Okay.
It just shuffles my playlist. Yeah.
Gotcha. How about you?
I love Taylor Swift, so I'll put on anything Taylor Swift, shuffle through the albums.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Any Swiftie songs are good for you.
Yep.
All right. Aleph, favorite... No, let's go to this one. If you could switch places with one athlete for the day, who would you choose? How about if I say one person even for the day? Let's just create our own questions. If you could switch places with anyone for the day, who would you switch with?
I mean, I would love to go Taylor Swift. I mean, she's dating a football player, and, you know, she just got off of her Eras tour, and she goes to her European tour next, so just love to live her life for it.
Just for a day.
Just
Yeah.
for one. Yeah.
Not a bad gig. Zach, how about you?
I can't really think of anything for just anybody, so I'll stick with the athlete one because that kind of narrows it down.
Yeah.
And for me, like, just because we're talking about track, I thought of this guy. He's a professional high jumper. His name is Mutaz Essa Barshim. He's from Qatar, and like, he's probably one of the best, if not the best, right now. And he's actually almost broken the world record a couple times, but
Wow.
he hasn't yet. So maybe if I'm just him, I'll just learn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the way, Qatar is the only word I know that doesn't have a U after the Q. I learned that in kindergarten. Our kindergartners taught me that because they have a marriage between Q and U that they celebrate, but Qatar really throws that thing for a loop. So, all right, favorite movie or TV show? Favorite movie or TV show? Any come to mind? Zach, start with you.
Well, I don't watch a lot of movies, but I guess in terms of like shows or like streaming shows, I also don't really watch a lot, but probably like Breaking Bad. Even though that's
Gotcha.
It was good. I didn't finish it yet, but I don't know if I will. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, the series are pretty long, so it takes a lot of time. Go ahead.
I love the Vampire Diaries. That just holds a special. That's my comfort show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So my mission over Easter break is to see the new Ghostbusters movie.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I wanna check that out. So I was a big fan from 1984, by the way. Ghostbusters, the first one. All right, so we got favorite movie or TV show down. How about a nickname that your parents used to call you? Nickname that your parents used to call you. Go ahead, A-Liv. Maybe A-Liv is a nickname.
Yeah, A-Liv is my nickname now.
Yeah.
But I used to be called Pumpkin, and some people, like friends of my family, used to call me Cindy Lou Who.
Oh.
So that's a nickname.
Zach, anybody call you Cindy Lou Who?
No.
Oh, that's good news.
Can't say that's ever happened.
How about a nickname? Anybody come up with a nickname for you when you were a kid?
Not really. People just call me Zach.
Yeah.
I don't.
I probably would have called you like Zach Attack or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would think of those in my head, but nobody ever called me that.
You'd almost have to like tell them, I want to be called Zach Attack.
And that's just a little weird. So
Yeah, that
I
is
never
a little
did that.
Good stuff. All right, Zach, we'll go back to you. Favorite social media? Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, which one?
Probably like Instagram, or I don't know if YouTube counts. I like YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to be on YouTube, by the way. You can like and share on YouTube. It's Schuylkill Hurricanes Media. Follow us, Zach, all right?
All right.
Spread the word to your friends, all right? How about you? Social media, favorite social media that you use?
I love Instagram, and I also love the Instagram Reels part of Instagram more than TikTok. So
Gotcha.
I love Instagram.
Good. All right, last question, and I'm a little vulnerable on this one. You are superintendent for the day. What is the one thing that you would change in our schools? You're the superintendent. You're in charge for the day. What's the one thing you're going to change?
I would say just to redo all of the girls' bathrooms.
Ah, okay.
They're all disgusting. They need to be redone.
You don't like those peach tiles?
No, not a fan.
Yeah, they've been in a long time.
Yeah.
I've noticed it. The problem is they're in such great shape. They're just really bad
They just need
coloring.
a quick makeover.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Zach, I'm sure you do not have the same request to worry about the girls' bathrooms, but,
No, but
anything you would want to change as superintendent for the day?
I couldn't really think of anything, but after you said that did make me think of the boys' locker room, which is actually not that bad. We keep it decently clean.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like the urinals don't really flush anymore, and only one of the sinks has water coming out of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All these are good things for
So probably
the
fix
superintendent to know.
Even though we won't be here
Yes.
to worry about it anymore.
Yes, thank you. I'm so proud of both of you. I'm so proud. Track and field is one of those sports that I don't think people realize all of the amazing things that happen during an event, how much stuff is going on all at once. Those are the kinds of events that get better as the year goes on, too. We get better at running the events. The weather gets better. Our athletes get better. It's fun for me to watch track and field because it really does improve as the season goes on. I'm so proud of both of you. Thank you for being my guest today here on Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. Congratulations on your senior years and the success ahead. By the way, folks, be sure to like and share. Our YouTube channel is Schuylkill Hurricanes Media. Anything you want to add to wrap up this episode?
PRs in track. Get PRs.
Get those personal records.
That's all that matters.
Just a little better. It's all about the growth, folks. This has been Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. I'm the superintendent here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks, A-Liv. Thanks, Zach. And again, remember, make the positives so loud that the negatives are almost impossible to hear.